everyone hear?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, well first of all, can I thank everyone for turning up outside a very important building. Because inside there is Francis Maud, the Senior Civil Service, all these people who are inflicting absolute misery on PCS members the length and breadth of the land. And let's remember why we're on strike. Your living standards cut by 20% in 5 years. 300,000 jobs gone since the general election. Pension contributions increased for many only a few days ago. And now we're going to see tax cuts for millionaires while everybody else suffers. And the government's answer to us is to refuse to even negotiate with the union on any of these questions. And since our budget day strike, we've had another letter from the head of the civil service, and what he's told us is he absolutely rules out any negotiations on pay or terms and conditions centrally on behalf of the civil service.
Shame.
And we've got to say that's just not acceptable. Making the cuts is bad enough, refusing to talk about it is a disgrace. And if Francis Maud is listening in there, I think he needs to understand that it's no good just telling us this is futile and a waste of time. We are not going to go away, and we're going to continue to fight for jobs, services and our members' pay and conditions. Now colleagues, I want to just make a couple of points to consider. First of all, can I say on behalf of the union how proud we all are of everyone here. Whitehall departments and central London are some of the hardest places for the union to organise. These buildings are full of advisors, senior management and people who are often not union members. And you walking out on strike today sends a very, very powerful message. But some of you will have walked out in buildings where the senior managers and everybody else sat there and looked down their nose at you. Don't get the wrong impression about what's happened today. We have already had reports of hundreds and thousands of people walking out of big civil service workplaces around the country. Some job centres started closing at 11:30 this morning because they knew what the action was going to be like. We've already had members of the public complaining that they were told the strike would start at 1, but the offices were shutting at 11:30. Our advice is some of these offices will close for good unless they support us and fight back against the government's cuts on our members' jobs. So today has been a really, really important demonstration. But we've also got to understand, I think, that today was trying something different. It's a half-day strike, not a full-day strike. We want to try other short-term walkouts to cause them problems. And that's meant that we've caused some issues that have been difficult. Management have been bullying, we've had legal threats, they've forced us in some cases to say we'll deduct a full day's pay even if you only strike for an hour or half a day. And I think what we've got to take into that is that they are bothered. They don't like the fact that people are walking out and causing disruption. So like any bully, they threaten us more and more, hoping that we will give up. Well, our answer in the Home Office to them telling us that they'll deduct a full day's pay for a half-day strike is that we haven't gone ahead with a half-day strike, but the week after next, we are having 1 week of strikes in the Home Office in different parts of the country at different times. And the message that gives them is this: if they are going to be provocative and refuse to deal with us, we are going to try and make their lives more difficult. Now colleagues, that's not easy. Many people are suffering, people are struggling and they find industrial action hard to take. But all I can say on behalf of the union is this: we've never been in a more serious position than we are now. They're attacking the union's income by threatening union subscriptions out of your pay. They're cutting facility time, they're cutting pay, conditions and pensions. And if we don't stand up to them, they will carry on and do more of it. They are hoping before the election to smash trade unionism in the civil service and in other parts of the public sector. And when the challenge is as serious as that, we have to stand up and be counted. We have to accept it's going to be tough, and some of our tactics are going to mean difficult questions that people are going to have to face. But remember this, we're doing it because we care. We care about our families, our communities, the services we provide, while these millionaires in there are making cuts and they don't care about the services that our members provide. Francis Maude should resign in shame. He should resign because he is the worst Cabinet Office Minister that we've had to deal with in 2 decades. And the civil service senior managers should stand up to be counted and tell the Tories that they are wrecking industrial relations and wrecking our services. Now's the time, colleagues, to stand up and be counted. Today has been a fantastic demonstration. Please support your colleagues in HMRC on Monday morning, the Home Office the week after that, and be prepared to join with all our activities, demonstrations and future action to fight like never before for our futures, our families, our communities and the services we care about it. Francis, I hope you're listening, and if you're not, see the reports of the size of the strike, think again, start talking to us, because if you don't, we will do more and more of it until you come to your senses. Well done, colleagues, keep the fight going and be proud of yourselves.